Okay, so my next guest today is Casey Tai. He is from a company called NSW Automation in Penang, Malaysia. Nice to see you, Casey. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
So I believe that you make a micro-dispensing system. So for the benefit of our viewers that are not familiar with it, can you tell us a little bit about it and how it operates?
Yeah, so NSW actually we are focusing on micro-dispensing technology innovations, and most of the time we are actually receiving a lot of market demand. They're talking about they are facing dispensing challenges, and they are looking for support that whoever can help them on their special needs, especially for today emerging market.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we start in many years ago, like at least 5 to 6 years ago, and people is talking about dispensing size of less than 100 micron, for example,
right,
and dispensing soda paste, like high viscosity material. So that make us starting to dive into product innovation, focus into micro dispensing.
Right. So really, you're doing micro dispensing mostly for the advanced packaging market, which is quite prolific in your part of the world.
Advanced packaging, heterogeneous integrations,
mm-hmm,
and stack up dispensing. There are some devices they would like to have a complex stack up. So
mm-hmm,
they are facing a lot of challenges by using standard printing machines,
mm-hmm,
or even by jetting machine, because there are some limitation of droplet size
yes,
from jetting. So we have a special technologies to handle.
So what is the volumetric size range that you work within for materials?
Okay, in terms of we are talking about physical size. So if you are talking about soda paste dispensing, we are talking about like size of 80 microns,
mm-hmm,
around there, plus minus. It depends on the material. And we do have some extreme case that come to us to handle about 50 microns dot size or line width dispensing.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is about
Excellent.
the
Right.
micro
So
size.
that's using so the solder is using a type 6 paste.
Yes, right. Type
Yeah.
6 soda paste to achieve 80 micron dots is not something normal.
Right.
Yeah, based on the traditional technology. So we have a technology, something called squeezing method. So we have our proprietary dispenser system that can able to squeeze out the type 6 or sometimes even type 5 soda paste to achieve less than 100 microns physical size.
So when you say squeezing, what do you mean by that? I mean, because when you talk about squeezing, I envisage some sort of rubber areas,
soft stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So it works something like a diaphragm. It's a very special
Yes.
design of diaphragm. So we are able to squeeze out the soda paste to actually achieve two principles. Number one is we do not deform soda balls.
Okay.
Because of traditional dispenser, you need to have some mechanism that to actually push or actually shear off the material, especially soda paste, from the very tiny nozzle, and in order to achieve small dot size, right? So our technology is able to dispense or deposit the soda paste without deformation of soda balls. There is one very, very important principle.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so what applications is that really important?
Okay, so we are talking about heterogeneous integrations. So you heard about the 2.5D or 3D packaging, and you should have a lot of solder pads on top of the stack up devices. And for traditional printing machines, you are not able to really productively handle all these kind of offset or slanted issues, right? So that is also one area that we actually dive into. And other than these kind of devices, we do dive into imagine the large PCB boards. And nowadays, we also facing the hybrid in between front end process and back end. So imagine the PCB, large PCB as big as maybe half meter by half meter. And the demanding of dispensing is talking about size of 100 microns. So traditional machine, we know SMT machine, they are not able to achieve because mostly they are focused on speed
and higher volumes,
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, you do this micro dispensing, and you also are able to do it with quite a high degree of accuracy, because you've got a build-up process as well. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. We should also commit on the standard deviation of the result that we have. And if you talk about for example, 80 micron soda paste dispensing by type 6 soda paste, and in terms of the accuracy of the range that we are actually achieving is about maybe plus minus 5%. or if you translate into numbers, maybe around 5 microns.
Okay.
So plus minus, but also that is involved with different solder paste, of course. It also is very subjective to the solder paste formulation that we tested or proven. So NSW, we actually maintain a series of the recipe database in our system that we have a series of the tested and proven material that tailor-made together or collaborate together with our collaborator. I mean, material manufacturers, we actually have a collaboration relationship. So from time to time, we actually come out more material that able to support the requirements from different customers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that makes you quite flexible, really, doesn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the materials and dispensing side. Have you got anything else new that's coming down the pipe? And are you developing it further?
Yeah, we actually have product innovation ongoing, and then from time to time, NSW, we are collaborating with different material manufacturers. So just now we mentioned about solder paste, but on the other hand, we also collaborate with some adhesive manufacturers like UV adhesive manufacturers to innovate a new idea. We call it micro-dam or micro-barrier dispensing, which is we are able to build up a very tiny footprint of a wall, thin wall, with very high aspect ratio, like as high as maybe 10x of aspect ratio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and that's used for the underfill process.
Yeah, that is one of it. So there are several approaches. It's talking about micro barrier. So first of all, of course, is the underfill.
Yeah.
So we are able to print out a stack up thin wall surrounding some components that they're going to have underfill process to reduce the keep out zone that the customer want. Yeah, and the beauty of this technology is the able to print up on top of an assemble board. So it means that you already place all the components around the board with a very tiny area that you are allocated for underfill.
Right.
So what we do is we are able to print out a barrier to actually block the material from flow out from the keep out zone that you want. That is one of the ideas.
Flowing out, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is obviously your first time here at this show?
Not first time, but it's multiple time. But this is the first time we received the interview, so maybe it's new for you.
No. So how do you distribute your products over here then in the United States?
Okay, we actually do set up two service laboratory in US. So the first location that we actually set up is in San Jose, California.
Okay. Yeah.
And we do have our micro-dispensing equipment and several equipment that support the laboratory or sample build in local. And the second location that we have actually established is in Ohio, Columbus, after the San Jose, and that is the second place. Yeah. And we do have our equipment over there.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. And presumably you have service engineers over here to service the equipment?
Yes, and from time to time we are starting to expand our support resources available in United States because there's only one reason, because based on what we have introduced just now, the new idea and the innovation idea, they're actually getting a lot of interest from very top tier customers because this is something very new and we actually break through the limitation of the traditional dispensing system. So because of that idea, and we are starting to collaborate with, I cannot disclose, but there are a few of top tier customers, they required like frequent support in local. So that's the reason why we're starting to invest our support resources located in United States.
Yeah. That's great. Well, it sounds like you're off to a good start, KC. So I want to thank you for coming in and telling us about it all today.
Yeah. There's more story in future. Maybe we can have more interaction.
Of course. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
The Arch FX manufacturing platform. Processing over 1 trillion data points each month. Bringing value to every level of your organization. That's manufacturing insights for tomorrow.